What if you better understood why you show up in the world the way you do? And were empowered to change the narrative? You can. Have you considered there might be aspects of you that you carry from childhood that may not be serving you? The wounds we carry don't just disappear with age. These early experiences often show up in how we live, love, and relate as adults. Ultimately, they have the potential to positively or negatively impact our mental, physical, social, and spiritual health. We may not see the connection right away, but the patterns are there. In the way we treat others, the relationships we lose, and the ones we cling to. In these testimonials, we'll explore how our childhoods shape us, and how healing the gaps can begin when we face them with honesty and compassion. We may be tempted to get stuck in cycles of blaming our early caregivers, but that doesn't allow us to move forward. In most cases, they were following the example they had been given. You have the power to change your legacy. You can begin the journey today. To live fully alive.
I grew up feeling invisible. No one really noticed my feelings, my needs, or my voice. As an adult, that wound followed me. I became a people pleaser, working endlessly for approval, terrified of rejection. But the more I sought validation, the emptier I felt. Because deep down, I was still that child, desperate to be seen. The healing began when I began to pay attention to myself, to pause and honor my voice first. She, fully alive, reminded me that wholeness begins when we see ourselves as worthy, even when others never did.
From my earliest memories, I learned what it felt like to be left. That sense of abandonment followed me into adulthood. I became terrified of rejection, so I hid parts of myself or clung too tightly to relationships. The pain of my childhood kept writing my adult story. But when I finally faced that wound, I realized I didn't have to keep reliving it. I could choose to belong to myself first. She, fully alive, reminded me that healing begins when we stop letting the past dictate our worth.
Growing up, nothing I did felt good enough. Every mistake was magnified. So as an adult, I chased perfection, believing if I could just perform well enough, I'd finally be loved. But perfectionism didn't bring me love. It brought exhaustion, fear, and loneliness. The moment I let go of needing to be flawless, I discovered freedom in being my authentic self. She, fully alive, helped me see that worthiness isn't earned. It's already mine.
As a child, my needs were invisible, so I learned to silence them, to pretend I didn't need anything or anyone. As an adult, that turned into numbing, burying myself in work, busyness, or distraction. But ignoring my needs didn't make the pain disappear. It only deepened the emptiness inside. When I finally allowed myself to be cared for, to admit my needs, I began to heal. She, fully alive, reminded me. Asking for care is not weakness. It's part of wholeness. Growing up, home never felt safe. Chaos, shouting, sometimes worse. It taught me to live in survival mode. As an adult, I carried that fear everywhere. I became hypervigilant, waiting for something bad to happen. Even when life was calm, it spilled into my relationships. I was guarded, withdrew or pushed people away, all because trust and safety felt beyond my reach. The shift came when I began to separate the past from the present. and curiously move toward my discomfort and learn about it. She, fully alive, helped me see that fear doesn't have to be my story forever. Peace is possible, and I can live fully alive.
Our childhood wounds are real. They shaped us in ways we never chose. But they don't have to define us for a lifetime. Healing begins when we name the truth, honor the pain, and begin to imagine new ways of living. At She, fully alive, we believe transformation is possible. Because the past may shape us, but it doesn't have to hold us. Wholeness begins when we choose to live fully alive.